Welcome back! Welcome back to the live show of making this heart commission. Hi everyone, my name is Charisma Summers and I'm the trim visualist of Popnicute Jewelry. And this is my show to I made this live video to show my client Lucy from Australia how I'm making her pendant, this heart pendant right here. Hi Arya! Say hi in the comments if you're watching live with me right now. And I'm back and I'm not having a headache right now, so hopefully this can be a full show for at least an hour or two. And I will show you how you know, like I use bead wire. Let's zoom in. Okay, you can see how I use bead wire about the trim right here, and I will show you how you can trim this neatly before you saw it. I mean, like with your saw. I mean, I'm not gonna saw it tonight because sawing takes a long time, so I'm gonna do the sawing off camera. But I will show you how I mark the side so you know you can saw it nicely. So basically I have colored the outer side of this pendant right here with Sharpie, and so it has been colored with Sharpie, and now I am going to make a mark with, oops, where did I put it? Right here. I'm going to make a mark with this this tool right here. It's the center punch tool. Center punch tool right here, and I'm going to go around it. Hopefully you can see it on camera. Okay, let's see. Hi Amy, welcome back. Okay, so basically I'm gonna take my center punch tool right here, and I will just score it following the shape of the bead wire. So you will see some score marks. That will help you guide sawing later. This is just useful to reduce the glare from the silver, because it's silver on silver, it might be a little bit harder. And this is also good if you want to give a little space around the bead wire. so it will guide you to saw a little neater. You will be able to see it on camera well enough. I don't know, is it? Can you see? Yeah, you kind of can see it. I hope it show alright. Seems like the connection tonight is a lot better than on Saturday. I guess on Saturday probably a lot of people being at home and using the internet, so it's kind of like you know, since Comcast internet is like a shared internet, so everyone's being online, just reduce the quality. I think you can see it alright. Yeah, like right there you can see where I scored the Sharpie. So either you can use it as a guidance as to where to saw it. But like I said, I wouldn't show it tonight because sawing takes a long time and my camera is not exactly where my sawing table is. So tonight I'm just going to show you how I will texture this part, the thicker bezel with this. So I will use this. This is the hammer hand piece for the flex shaft. This is by Fortum. So if you haven't done it, replacing the handpiece is actually really easy. I know it probably is a little daunting if you haven't done it yet, but all you have to do is like tuck it open, just like that. Ta-da! And then you will see that it has a what is like a key thing. Let's see if you can see it better. So like right here, there is like something like, you know, like a house key thing. It's like something protruding that you will need to match on the inside of this. I don't think you can see it on camera, but anyway, there is a place where you just kind of match it, right? And then just push it, and then like ta-da! So for the handpiece, I got the flexible one. There are like two kinds. One is just like stiff, like this one doesn't have any spring to it. But that one is okay because that one is short. But for the hammer handpiece, I like the one with the spring because, you know, you can like pretty flexible. So it's actually pretty cool. So that's what the hammer hand is. Whoa. It's not supposed to go that fast. I'm just like trying to adjust this pedal right here. With the hammer hand piece, they supposedly have a different machine like that doesn't go over like 5,000 RPM or something like that. But I don't have it, so I just have to be really, really careful when I'm hitting the speed pedal right here. So to make sure that I am not going too fast. So just kind of like hitting it lightly. Just like that is probably good enough. Yeah, I am going to clean off the burnt yellow ochre right here just with water. Hoping they don't knock over anything because I have to building a fortress right here. Because, you know, my studio isn't exactly set up to do video easily. So these are all just makeshift pedestals that I don't usually use when I am not making things on camera. Alright, before we start, I want to use this Happy Maker's Balm. I think some of you already got it. Let me know how you like it in the comment in the chat. I'm just gonna use a little bit of it. I think it's enough just to hydrate my fingers and my hand. And for some reason, because I take it out with my fingernail, I was just kind of like building a moat. So it's kind of like a bullseye right there. It's just the way that I it's just kind of funny. Okay, let's see if we can zoom in. Let me adjust the camera. I think that's my pendant. Come on, zoom in. Yes. Okay. So I not usually push the pedal with my left foot. So it might be a little awkward. But let me show you, like, this fit just fine. It is a little bigger. Oops. It's a little bigger than the stone. So I'm hoping when I'm texture it, after I'm texture it, I don't have to grind the other part. Oh, before I continue on. What's that? I was just going to show you my necklace. I think I told you about this on the first first video, that I have used the square 10 gauge copper to make a bezel. Like, this one is just pushed in by using the hammer hand piece right here, and this doesn't have anything. Like I said, like, copper is a lot softer, so you can actually do that. Like, this doesn't have a glue in it. I didn't use any epoxy. I didn't use anything. This is just purely encased in copper that I have hammered in. So, and then, like, after I got it too close, then I used a different head, I use the stippling head to make the texture. I don't know if it can see it alright. Yeah. So there. I actually made this in 2015, but I kind of never posted it on my social media. I don't know why, but this is mine. So like a lot of the texture is all created by the hammer hand piece. I think I can see the texture. Okay, let's see the comment. Okay, yeah, Amy has tried the Happy Maker's Balm and she said that she has it and it's really nice use for her dry cuticles. Let me put the chat on so you can read it too. For you who's curious where to get the Happy Maker's Balm, you can get it on my website, popnicute.com. Okay, let's put this away and we can start with the texturing of this. I'm going to remove the stone first because I don't want to hurt it, because that's not what we're doing tonight. We're just going to texture this. I think with the fine silver you can probably do the same with the copper, but I just don't have the fine silver right now. I've been meaning to get it, but you know, for some reason I always forgot to. Okay, let's try texture. It's kind of awkward because, you know, like I said, I'm not set up to do it like this usually. But here we go. Let's see if you can see the texture that I was just making. Can you see it all right on camera? Yeah, I think it looks really well. So the hammer handpiece is good to make like repetitive patterns, so you don't have to hammer it with your hand. It's really good to go over like this really tight space right here. I mean, let's see. I hope I don't hit the other one. Just want to be really careful on this area. Okay. Let's see. There we go. See that it can go over really tight area without really hitting the bezel next to it, so that's why I really like having the hammer hand piece. I don't really use it, but I just got hit by the flat shaft. Okay, let's continue on. When you go slower, I think you can see the difference between when you go slower and when you go fast. when you go slower, like right just about here, I went a little slower, and when I was right here, I went a little faster. And it has less texture when you go a little faster because you know it hammers like a lot of times, and it kind of flattens all the texture. But if you go slower, you can see the texture really well. Let's see if I can move it around so you can see better. Thing like this, so you can see this is smoother right here, and it goes a little rougher. I think I like the rougher, so I'm gonna go slower to create that pattern. Okay, Amy is asking if there are different heads for the hammerhead piece, and the answer is yes. This is the one, the kit that came with the hammerhead piece. So it has different heads, as you can see. But you know, this, as with all tools, you seem to have to modify it yourself, because when it came from the factory from Rio Grande. Let me put this closer. The head is just really, what is it, like square cut. So the edges are really sharp, and it depends on what kind of effect that you want to achieve. But like this thing, it's just really square cut, like a rectangle box right here. Make it. See if it would focus. Okay, it's just really sharp edges, right? So you need to modify it yourself. I've only been modifying my bezel head right here. So as you can see, I have been grinding the edges to be smooth, just like so. Otherwise it's just the same as this one. When it came, it's just, it had the really sharp edges around the ends. So yeah, you definitely need to modify it before you use it. But it has a lot of different heads. So this is just a, what is it, a cylindrical, and this one actually came already pretty smooth, so I didn't have to do anything with this. Just like the stippling, I don't know, embossing stippling head. This one is still a little sharp, but I think it works because it's just really sharp. Like the tip is really small, you know, like a needle. So it does, I don't find it need any modification. I haven't used this one, I think. I don't know, it looks kind of used. Well, you just have to try it on, like, you know, a little scrap piece of metal and see if it actually produces an effect that you want. Like this one is like a square head right here. So there's like a triangle, not triangle, I mean like rectangle head and then like a square head. And these two things are for opening this, so you insert it. There's a hole just right there, so you insert it and then like just like that. Unscrew it. There it is. That's the word I was looking for. So it's for screwing in and unscrewing it. Because you know it's kind of hard if you just do it by your hand, so sometimes it needs a little bit of reinforcement by using these little pieces, spokes, whatever you call it. Okay, let's continue with the thing. I got hit by the deflection. Let's go slow to get the texture. Wanna go extra careful next to the bezel right there. I also like to go around what is it, the square edges, just hitting the square edges to soften it. cannot always like go on if you think the texture is not good enough. Okay, I think the texture looks pretty good. Let's try a different headpiece. With these. So I want to texture the inside of these things. And I want to try it on a scrap metal first to see if I like the texture before I put it on the real thing. This is a piece of scrap metal from the excess of this pendant. Let's see what this one is. Okay, this might just be the texture that I was looking for. The nice thing of having a hammer hand piece is that you don't have to lift the finger, so you just kind of like move it around, kind of like coloring, you know, and then it does the work for you. Let's see, you can see the texture, and it's kind of hard to see when it is not oxidized. But let's play with different headpiece. That's the I don't know, the embossing or stippling or whatever this one is. Let's try the smaller one, the one that's really sharp and pointy. Let's see what that one does. just produce a sharper, but basically about the same size. It's just a little sharper. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but oops. So like this one produce a little dollar marks, while this one it just go really deep, I suppose, because it's just super pointy. Now let's try a different one. Just be careful you don't hit on the paddle when you're changing the head, because you don't want to get poked. Okay, now this is like a flat flat circle. It's like the point is really cut flat instead of this one is rounded. Let's see, you can see the difference. See, this one is rounded and this one is flat. Okay, let's see what the flat makes. As if you just hit it on from the side, it just creates a just little, what is it, like little grass texture. Let's hit if you hit like a from straight on. Doesn't really doesn't really make much texture that way. Okay, let's see if you can see it on camera here. So the flat circle just make like little grassy texture. I'm gonna put Sharpie on and then wipe it off and see if it will enhance the texture better. Let's now try the flat circle, the big flat circle. I'm gonna hit it from the side again. I think it makes just about similar grassy texture if you hit it from the side. And it makes like a longer grass if you kind of like put it on a lower angle. Then so like when you put it like that, it makes a longer grass. When you put it on the side, it makes sharper, shorter grass. And overall, it's kind of nice if you want to make like a picture with texture. You can do that, like painting with textures, because you know the head is small enough for you to make different types of textures. So let's try the flat rectangle. create kind of like a linen look if you put it on a crisscrossing pattern. So going like a 90 degrees like what I just did. Just create a nice soft linen texture. Since the side is the same width as the square one, I don't think it's just the same width. It's hard to put on camera. Well, anyway, take my word, it's just the same width as the square one, so we don't need to go over the square one, but I'll just try it with this one, but hitting it from the side instead of the long part. So basically the same thing. Only it creates like a little bit more random. If you're like making the crisscrossing pattern, it looks a little bit more random. But like I said, you can modify, you can buy more heads and you can modify it any way you want. So maybe like one set you keep as is, and then another set you modify the head, like make it curved or polish it, see if it would make different, you can use them for different texture. Okay, so for now I want, okay, let's try a Sharpie first, see what we can get. Try a little bit and then we will polish it. Wet. Okay, while waiting for it to dry, I can show you the commission that I had just finished. So that's the commission that I just finished. Is another heart that was inspired by a game called the League of Legends. And my client's going to use this on her wedding day. Awesome, right? So I'm really happy that I get to make something special for people on their special day. Let's check Sharpie. Okay, Sharpie, dry enough. Let's try. Let's go back to video. Yeah, let's remove. Oh, I really like some of these textures. I mean, the linen one is kind of hard to see. The one that was made with the long part of the rectangle. But the one that was made with the short part of the rectangle actually looks really good. let's see if this would transfer well or better on camera. Yeah, I think you can see the texture really well now. Because my camera is making it blurry. Let's see if it would focus again. Yes. So this one with the blunt edge, and this one with a sharp edge, this one with this one, okay. This one with the blunt edge right here, and then I think the next one is with the flat circle. And then kind of like flat circle, but you know, doing in a lower angle. And then I'm using the big flat circle on this one. The short one is when it's like on a higher angle, and the longer one when I was going a little lower. So, and then this one is the linen from with the flat, rectangle right here. Just going flat both sides, and you can't really see it. I'm just gonna guess if I rounded the edges a little bit, it would actually make a better texture. Oh, and the last one is using the short part of the rectangle, and it makes random linen texture if you go both ways, like 90 degrees. Because I think so. I am a little torn. I like the linen. I also like the grassy here. So I think because it's kind of like an organic look. Gonna see if I can fit. Kind of hard to fit the rectangle on the crevices. So I think my option is I can go different texture. I mean, I can use the stippling, sharp stippling to go around, and then use different texture in the middle. Or I can just use all of the stippling, because that's the one that makes sense to go around the small crevices right here. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with this one right here to make some textures. Kind of think I should solder first, but then it would also make it harder to go around. So I'm gonna stipple first and then solder later. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Just gonna make sure not hitting the bead wire. tricky to this side here. It's actually not tight. This is what I mean, like you can actually paint textures, but it's just isolating where you hit the hammer hand piece on, so you can actually make patterns with it, you know, which is like hard if you're doing it with a regular hammer. With the hammer hand piece, it's like more controlled. I don't know if you can see it well enough where I already hit the metal and not. But okay, I'm gonna just fill it up with textures now. think it looks really good. Okay, ta-da! Kind of can see where I went the first time around the rim. So maybe I need to fit it a little bit more. I also want to have the texture vary a little bit, so I'm gonna mix it up a little bit with the dull one. I like combining texture, and sometimes it creates a little bit more interest than just one dimensional texture. And it's not going to make a little much difference. I just want to see. It gives it a nice finish. Okay, next I will add the prongs with this thing. No, maybe I'll add the thing on. I think I better add the wire design on the flat surface right here before I added the prongs, because I don't want the prongs to get hit by fire over and over again, because that would be not good. See this. Yeah, I'm gonna use two different thickness of wire. Okay, let's refer to the picture again. I'm gonna make the top one, the curved one on the top. Okay, I'm gonna show you the picture. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna make the top one with 18 gauge wire. Let's see, 18. What, 4 centimeters, I think would be enough. Gonna cut about 4 centimeters. This is 18 gauge. Treasure box. I'm going to cut a diagonal in. I'm going to use my plier here. Centimeters might just be too, better too long than too short. And 3 centimeters would have been fine. I think I'm going to hammer it first. Let me go grab my hammer. Okay, I'm gonna hammer the parts of it flat for like some interest. Good. Now I'm going to sandpaper I use has a plastic backing. It's not plastic backing, it's actually made of plastic. And I like it very much compared to regular sandpaper because it doesn't tear. You can find the link in the description if you want to buy it from Amazon. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna cut it. See it, but I am currently filing it. That's one part. And now I'm going to use 16 gauge to do the bottom one. Right there. So I'm gonna cut another 4 because it's basically just about the same length from the picture anyway. Previously cutting an angle so it can make a smooth looking circle. going to hammer this. I need to anneal this so we can push the circle closer. Let's adjust the circle. Now file this in. The inside a little bit to fix the shape. Kind of like that. This is a half round needle file. I think it's a little too big, so I'm going to switch to a round needle file. Sorry, I was off camera. Okay, that's good. Trying to shape. So a lot of times you need to reshape it because it might not look favorable just out of the bat. These little treatments like this is making your work look so much better. Okay, now I'm going to sand it. probably boring to watch. It's just like a lot of filings and sanding. But that's the reality of making jewelry. You have to do a lot of filing and sanding. It's probably sometimes even more so than the making part itself. It looks good. I'm actually gonna put the 8-inch gauge underneath just because it's thinner, so it will stay flatter. Now let's solder this. Okay, so because it's wire, I'm gonna sweat solder this just to and I'm gonna carefully flip this so it's not moving around. Yeah, I'm gonna remove the picture. So you can see what's going on. I almost forgot that the picture was there. sometimes it needs a little bit more. Yep. Aha. And I'm gonna clean it with alcohol a little bit. Hopefully not hot. Not hot. By the way, that's not a good way to test if things are hot or not. Don't use your finger. Okay, let's move this here. And I'm hoping I can do it in one go, but maybe that's not a good idea. Yeah, I'm going to attach it one by one. I forgot to flux. To move my torch closer. I forgot that I moved my tables closer, so it's kind of awkward. I need to curve. Told you not to test this hot with your finger. Should have taken my own advice. Now it's somewhere on the floor. I don't even know where it went. This is real metalsmith life, guys. Half your life spent on the floor looking for drop stuff. Raw, uncut metalsmith life. Because of my own stupidity. Ah, shoot, I can't find it. have to make another one because really can't see where it went. Oh, why did I touch it with my finger? Ooh. Shiny silver thing, how hard it is to find. Like seriously. Can't be far, really far, since it's not a ball. So where could it be? Well, I gave up looking for it, so I'm just gonna have to make another one. And I clearly heard it falling on the floor. For all I know, it could be on the tray somewhere in here. I think I will have to end it right here because, you know, I can't find it and I don't really want to make the same thing on camera again. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I will find that little piece that fell on the floor and see if I can continue it. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you all cuties at 7 p.m. Central, same time at Popnicute YouTube channel. Yoink. Yep, still don't see it. Well, see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thank you for watching this with me. Thank you for staying this late with me, and I appreciate all the interaction and engagement with you. Bye.